Gooners gone wild again, back here with Orlando from Arsenal Fans USA. Overall, how do you feel about that match?
Overall, I feel like it's been the same carbon copy match that we've seen all season. This is the new Mikel Arteta style, so hopefully this style brings us to where we want. It's less entertainment, less goals, but hopefully we get the trophies at the end. So all in all, a very controlled match. We dominated possession, but we didn't really create a lot of chances, which is still my concern because I feel like you can't go through the full course of a season not creating chances outside of set pieces. So again, we got the win today. It was a scruffy one, and title-winning teams have to win matches like this.
Absolutely.
But I do want to see us find other ways, and maybe it's the injuries. Maybe we need the full Arsenal back, pun intended, with Jesus and the captain. But good win today. We got to win these matches against Burnley. So
exactly.
It was a no-win solution. Like we had to either win, and if we lost, it was going to always be a shitty performance. So glad to see that we got the 3 points today.
Let's talk a little bit more on that creativity aspect because we all know last season was incredible. The creativity was on point. We had our midfield really, really performing well consistently throughout the season. Where do you think the kind of roadblock or the little speed bump that we're having with our creativity this season? I know we have some injuries, but what do you think's happening? Because even before the injuries, we're still struggling to create as many chances or be as fluid as we were last season.
Definitely comes down to the perception of the team. Other teams are no longer playing us as the Arsenal team that's going to fold.
A great point.
So people are now expecting us to be, again, kind of like Man City. And if you watch Man City matches, they play out very, very similar to how our matches play out now. It's very boring. It looks kind of lethargic, but again, they have this big Viking in the middle, just sitting there like, hey, get the ball in any of my body parts that are legal, and I will find the back of the net.
Exactly.
And I feel like that is the main missing piece, and we have our player that kind of does that in his own way, in Gabriel Jesus, but as we've seen, he's not been fit and healthy, and that's the only weakness. If we could get a fit Gabriel Jesus and a fit Martin Odegaard on the pitch, our team is going to look sensational. But we just can't get that continuity that we got a lot last year. We had no injuries last year until the back half of the season, minus the Jesus one, which Eddie helped us through, in January. But this year, we're picking up injuries fast. And every week, it seems like somebody else gets injured or in this match, suspended. Now, Fabio Vieira out for 3 matches.
I definitely agree with that. And I think the Fabio one could have gone either way. It could have been, if it was given as a yellow, I don't know if it's overturned to a red. It's given as a red. Unfortunately, it's not going to get overturned. So do you think that's going to bring into question some midfield options that we have moving forward in the next couple of matches, or how do you feel about that? Because it's going to be a couple of matches that we're going to be having an even more weakened midfield.
This is where we get to see some more Mohamed El Neni appearances. Shout out to Big Mo. A banger is incoming. Honestly, my money's on Mo getting a goal before Havertz gets his next one at this point.
Like a 25, 30-yard banger, right?
That's what Mo's good for. Man. But all jokes aside, I feel like we're going to see the same midfield we would have saw. Havertz, Mikel Arteta is stubborn. He's sticking with his man that he brought in. And honestly, with the suspension now with Fabio and the injury for Odegaard, we don't know how long he's going to be out. And obviously Thomas Partey, Mikel says, is going to be a while. So he's going to get his opportunities. And I feel like we just need the players that he bought in to come good. Because that first 2 transfer windows for Mikel Arteta, all those players came good, except for probably Fabio Vieira. But now these last few, the transfer window has not been coming to fruition. And we need the players that we brought in to be those high-level backups to raise the floor, to do that, raise the floor.
Exactly. So talking about the goals a little bit today, we saw actually 2 set-piece goals, which we haven't been seeing a little bit. I know in the Newcastle match, I think we had 11 corners that we did nothing with compared to Newcastle's 0 corners. So do you think this is going to be a little bit of a turn in our set pieces, free kicks, other stuff like that we're going to see more goals from them because our creativity is lacking, or what do you think about that?
Honestly, I think we're doing great. Without set pieces, we wouldn't be where we are now. Like, most of our goals are coming off of set pieces, so all of them are not going to go in, but it's good to see that we have our defenders that are helping out and contributing because it's not our strikers right now. So I think the set piece guy has been earning his paycheck since he's come in. Honestly, he might be due for a raise because he is our offense at this point. I think the team is doing really good in that department. So I just want us to add some more open play goals because that's what we're lacking right now. And we still have the same amazing players. Martinelli is still fast and no one can still guard him 1v1. Bukayo Saka is still strong. He's like unplayable. And we just need these players to get more freedom. I feel like Mikel Arteta has put a little bit of the shackles on, and understandable so. You have to play a little more controlled, but I just would like to see the balance get a little more right. And even Mikel has said it in his own interviews that the balance isn't where he wants it to be. So, you know, fingers crossed that he figures it out.
All right, so play of the match. Who you got?
I'm gonna give it to the whole defensive unit today.
Yeah.
I would say obviously Saliba and Zinchenko are obviously the goal scorers of that unit.
Yeah.
Probably stand a little bit above, but I'm gonna give it to them as a unit because I feel like they've been carrying us throughout the season.
Yeah,
and this is another one of those games where they were solid. And all the goals a lot of times are coming off of fluke bounces where the goalkeeper and them don't really have a chance. So like maybe you could say Tomiyasu could be a little stronger in that situation, but like I think he was fighting the best he could in that moment, and sometimes you just get beat.
Yeah.
So I just want to give it to the whole unit because I feel like they've been kind of mixing and matching a little bit, more so in the fullback positions with Zinchenko and now Ben White being hurt, and they still always look solid every match. So I'm going to give it to them as a unit.
I love that. Do you think Saliba's ever going to be dribbled past?
He has gotten dribbled past, actually.
Yes?
Yeah, that went they made sure that happened. But not often, no. I think he's slowly building up that Van Dijk era, and all we needed now is a title to kind of like solidify that. But I think he's there. I think he's the second best center back in the world after Diaz. I just got to still give it to
That's a
Diaz.
big shout. That's a very big shout.
Yeah, like, I mean, Van Dijk, he's third. He's getting old and he's a little washed. The Liverpool goal record tells you what you need to know about that. So, you know, I'm just saying we have the second best defense, I still think.
Yeah.
So, and Saliba, you know, second best center back in the world. Big guy be third. Just saying.
I love that. So, as always, baby, come on, you Gunners.
Come on, you Gunners. Let's go.